You learned to read the room long before you learned to read books. At 7 years old, you stared into the eyes of a parent who was falling apart. Maybe it was addiction, anger, or just hollow silence. Without words, something ancient clicked in your small mind. If I don't hold everything together, no one will. This is how a child disappears. Not physically, but psychologically. They smile more. They cry less. They learn to scan for danger before they even speak. They become the emotional thermostat of the household. Small adults long before their minds are ready. And the world praises them for it. You're so mature. You're so responsible. You're so strong. But no one ever stops to ask, at what cost? This is the invisible grief of those who grew up too fast. The effects don't vanish with age. They shape your entire adult life. They follow you into relationships, careers, and self-worth. You spend adulthood repeating survival patterns that once saved you. Patterns that are now slowly destroying you. Psychologists call this process parentification, when a child becomes the caregiver, therapist, and protector. This isn't just unhealthy. It completely rewires your brain. It creates a permanent state of hypervigilance. You walk on eggshells every single day. You learn that love is a transaction. You trade pace for temporary safety. You learn your needs are dangerous, and everyone else's needs are urgent. So you hide your real self. In your place grows a performing version of you. The good child. The quiet achiever. The therapist friend. The one who never asks for help. You wear the mask so convincingly you forget it's there. But deep down, something hurts. The inner child you buried is still in there, screaming silently in the dark. Why didn't anyone protect me? As you grow older, the symptoms get worse. You become hyper-independent. You refuse help from anyone. You push people away before they get too close. You never feel truly safe in love. You feel completely numb during happy moments, because joy feels unfamiliar and dangerous. You struggle to rest without feeling guilty. Productivity becomes your only measure of worth. You don't realize you're still stuck in survival mode. When chaos is normalized early, peace feels suspicious. Stillness feels completely wrong to your nervous system. Love feels like a heavy debt you must repay. It's a complex trauma that reshapes your world. Children abandon themselves just to maintain attachment. The choice is never conscious. It's a pure biological instinct. You sacrificed authenticity for belonging. That wasn't weakness, it was intelligence. But what saved you then imprisons you now. High-functioning adults with neglected inner children. You overachieve to earn basic affection. You stay silent to avoid abandonment. You take care of everyone except yourself, secretly wishing someone would ask if you're okay, hoping someone notices you're not as strong as you pretend. That fantasy belongs to the child you left behind. Healing doesn't start with fixing. It starts with witnessing the truth. Stop gaslighting yourself with "it wasn't that bad." Stop saying other people had it worse. Fine is just another survival mask. You become an adult who never feels safe in calm rooms. A lover who can't trust softness. A giver who completely refuses to receive. When dysfunction is normalized early, your nervous system adopts chaos as baseline. Chaos becomes the only place you feel comfortable. That biological urge to maintain attachment. It makes a child abandon themselves to ensure belonging. It's an intelligent biological strategy, but it turns into a painful adult imprisonment. High-functioning outside, hollow and neglected inside. You overachieve just to prove your basic right to exist. You secretly wish someone would just ask if you're okay. The fantasy is that someone notices you're not as strong as you pretend. But no one is coming to save the child you left behind. The first step to healing is becoming the witness. Stop minimizing your own experience. Stop comparing your trauma to others. It was that bad because it rewrote who you are. Healing shadow work is not fake positivity. It is turning toward the abandoned parts of yourself and saying, "I see you now. I hear you now. I'm not leaving." That is the true reparenting process. It asks you to feel the frozen grief, to sit with the anger you repressed, to weep for the birthdays when no one really showed up. The cost of growing up too fast is an adulthood where you must learn to rest, Learn that softness is safe. Learn that truth is better than quiet. You inherit a life where you're always waiting for permission to break. But now you must give yourself permission to be soft. The choice is now yours. You can stop managing everyone else's emotional temperature. You get to honor your own wounds, finally. You get to play without looking over your shoulder. Let the buried child finally cry. Let them be seen as they are, not as they perform. You were not broken. You were reshaped by impossible circumstances. But you are whole now. You get to rest now. Your maturity was a clever survival tool, but it was never meant to be your final form. A child disappearing psychologically is a world without color. They learn silence is safety. They learn visibility is danger. They learn to appease everyone. They learn their voice has no value. They grow into adults with invisible grief. Grief for a childhood they never had. A life they never got to live authentically. They overachieve to hide the emptiness. But the mask never truly fits. Shadow work requires looking into the abyss. It's not comfortable, but it is necessary. The inner child is not dead. They are just waiting for you to find them. Reprinting yourself is the ultimate act of love. It is saying, I will meet my own needs now. I will protect myself now. I will be gentle with myself now. This process is brutal, but beautiful. It's not linear. You will cycle back to old patterns, but you will also return to your authentic self. A child's intelligence is immense. They instinctively choose attachment over authenticity. They do what they must to survive. That is wisdom, not weakness. High-functioning adults with neglected inner children. That is the title of your next chapter. It is time to turn the page. You didn't get to be a child, but you can start being a whole adult. The hidden truth is that you are enough. You always were. Stop managing. Start feeling. Stop fixing. Start witnessing. Stop abandoning. Start belonging. You didn't get a childhood, but you have a future. This time you write the rules. You get to choose truth over performance. You were a child forced to grow up too fast. But now, you finally get to grow up the right way. From truth, not fear. From presence, not performance.